Okay, so this is like a continuation of my last video, but when I saw those two, foreign women, and I believe they're from Africa and Brazil respectively, honestly, I was very concerned for their well being. And you might be sitting here like, what the hell? Why are you concerned for their well being? And it's because there are a lot of risks to being in a foreign country without the proper visas, because you're not able to legally work. You're not like a lot of the things that you need to do to survive, which is basically like work and live, be housed somewhere. Like when you have a job, you might not make a lot of money, but you'll make enough to be able to pay for like your bedding, your food, and that's like necessary. So it's like if you're anywhere and you don't have the capacity to do that, that's where things like university come in, or some sort of job or training that will give you the skills to do that. But it does feel like a lot of people are bypassing that, and it's very strange. So I just want to talk about that. So the risks of traveling to Europe without legal status as an African woman. So traveling to Europe as an African woman without a student or work visa carries significant risks that extend far beyond logistical challenges. While Europe is often perceived as a place of opportunity, safety, and freedom, arriving without proper documentation can lead to a host of vulnerabilities. So these dangers are particularly acute for women as they face unique challenges stemming from societal, cultural, and economic dynamics in their host countries. Without the legal ability to work or secure housing, an undocumented woman is often left to navigate precarious situations that often jeopardize her safety or well-being. Cultural barriers and discrimination. So African women traveling to Europe often encounter significant cultural differences that lead to misunderstandings and isolation. While many European countries have made strides toward inclusion, racial and cultural prejudices still exist, and an African woman may face discrimination in housing or access to public services because of her appearance or nationality. Without proper documentation, she has little recourse to challenge this basis. Moreover, language barriers can exacerbate her isolation, making it difficult to connect with others or seek help when necessary. There's another topic: male predators and exploitation. One of the most pressing dangers is the risk of exploitation by male predators. Undocumented women are particularly vulnerable to human trafficking or coercion into unsafe situations. Without legal status, they may be hesitant to report abuse or harassment to the authorities, fearing deportation or further victimization. Some men prey on undocumented women, exploiting their lack of opportunities by offering false promises of assistance in exchange for personal favors or compromising relationships. This creates a power dynamic that leaves these women at a severe disadvantage, both socially and emotionally. Financial instability and vulnerability. Without the ability to legally work, African women often find themselves trapped in a cycle of financial instability. Relying on we're just going to wait for him to finish making the drinks. Without the ability to legally work, African women often find themselves trapped in a cycle of financial instability. Relying on informal or illegal work can expose them to exploitation by employers who take advantage of their undocumented status by paying low wages or refusing payment altogether. In the absence of stable income, even basic necessities like food, transportation, and medical care become difficult to afford. This financial instability often leads women to unsafe living arrangements such as overcrowded or poorly maintained accommodations, further increasing their vulnerability. Lack of housing and legal protections. Finding housing is a major challenge for undocumented individuals. Many landlords require proof of legal residence and employment, which undocumented women cannot provide. This often forces them into informal housing arrangements that are expensive, unsafe, or exploitative. In some cases, women become homeless, relying on shelters or temporary arrangements that may not provide adequate security, and without legal protections, they're often at the mercy of unscrupulous landlords or partners with limited options to assert their rights. Then we've got the absence of community and support systems. Community support is a lifeline for anyone navigating a new country, but undocumented African women let's start over. Absence of community and support and systems. Community support is a lifeline for anyone navigating a new country, but undocumented African women often find themselves excluded from mainstream communities. Without legal status, they may be hesitant to join cultural organizations, churches, or social groups for fear of exposure. While some immigrant communities offer solidarity, they may also lack the resources to provide meaningful help. This isolation can lead to mental health challenges such as depression or anxiety, further compounding their difficulties. Balancing risks and seeking solutions. While traveling to Europe without a visa can seem like an enticing opportunity to escape poverty or seek a better life, the risks for African women are immense. Cultural barriers, exploitation, financial instability, and lack of legal protections create an environment fraught with danger. It's crucial for women considering such journeys to weigh those risks carefully and explore legal pathways for migration, such as applying for student or work visas, seeking asylum when applicable, or connecting with legitimate organizations that provide support for immigrants. By doing so, they can better protect themselves and pursue their goals in a safer and more sustainable way. That was 8 minutes.